Welcome to the Deep Dive Books channel, where we hope you find something valuable every day.
Today, let's start exploring a new book published on January 23, 2024, Fluke, Chance, Chaos, and Why Everything We Do Matters. The author, Brian Klaas, is a professor of global politics at University College London. This book isn't about predicting the future or explaining probability. Rather, it presents a more grounded worldview. It offers an idea quite different from what your high school history books might suggest. By understanding this idea, you'll feel less entangled, more at ease, and more open-hearted. Each of us is a product of a series of coincidences. To begin, here's a story. In 1905, a woman in Wisconsin, possibly due to mental illness, tragically took the lives of her 4 children and then her own. Her husband, Paul, came home to find his entire family gone. It was one of the most horrific experiences a person can endure. Paul eventually recovered, remarried, and had children. Paul was the great-grandfather of Brian Klaas, the author of this book. If that woman hadn't lost her mind, Klaas wouldn't exist, and neither would this book we're discussing today. How should we interpret events like this? One view is that it's simply the course of life. If Klaas didn't write this book, someone else would, maybe sooner or later, better or worse. But Klaas's point is precisely the opposite. Small accidents don't lead to small effects. They can lead to enormous ones. This book contains many such stories, and we'll dive deeper into them. In the summer of 2022, a tourist from Macedonia named Ivan fell overboard while sailing in Greece. Waves pulled him out to sea, and his friends, along with the police, searched in vain, assuming he'd drowned. But after 18 hours, Ivan returned. Alive. He had been struggling in the water when he spotted a soccer ball floating nearby. He used his last bit of strength to grab it, holding on as he drifted until he finally reached shore. Greek news covered the story, and a woman with 2 sons was stunned when she saw it. She recognized that ball. 10 days earlier, her sons had accidentally kicked it into the sea. Not thinking much of it, they'd simply bought a new ball. Who would have thought that one small kick would end up saving a life? A tiny accident with a huge impact. Ivan's life or death was decided by pure chance. It's easy to say, things like this happen all the time, all over the world. Life and death just go on. But let's look at another story. In late October 1926, an American couple was touring Kyoto, Japan. They admired Kyoto's gardens and ancient temples, staying for 6 days. No one noticed them, and Kyoto went on as usual. Yet, those 6 days may have been the most important in Kyoto's history. The husband in that couple was Henry L. Stimson, who would later become the U.S. Secretary of War during World War II. In 1945, the United States planned to use atomic bombs on Japan. The original targets included Kyoto, Hiroshima, Yokohama, and Kakura. Tokyo was already nearly destroyed from previous bombings, so Kyoto, as the ancient capital and intellectual center, seemed ideal for a psychological blow. Kyoto also housed a factory that produced 400 aircraft engines monthly. Everyone agreed, except Stimson, who strongly opposed it. He told the president, "You can bomb anywhere, just not Kyoto." Beyond historical and cultural reasons, he struggled to explain. He just loved Kyoto too much. After 2 meetings with President Truman in July 1945, he finally convinced Truman to remove Kyoto from the target list, and Nagasaki took its place. The first atomic bomb hit Hiroshima, killing 140,000, yet Japan did not surrender. 3 days later, a B-29 bomber carrying the second atomic bomb arrived over Kakura. The weather was supposed to be clear, but it was cloudy, obscuring the target. The crew decided to switch to Nagasaki. Although clouds also covered Nagasaki, they found a break just in time. The bomb dropped, killing another 80,000. Because of a vacation 19 years earlier, Kyoto was spared. And because of cloud cover, Nagasaki bore the burden. Where is the justice? Hundreds of thousands of lives affected by mere happenstance? The people of Nagasaki have no recourse, but you might say it was Japan's fate to endure 2 atomic bombs before surrendering. If not in one place, then in another. But the truth is that even the existence of atomic bombs was an accident. Many people accept that history is shaped by chance. If so, not only could Nagasaki's fate have been different, but Japan's as well. In fact, humanity's destiny is itself a product of chance. 66 million years ago, a 9-mile-wide asteroid struck Earth, causing the extinction of the dinosaurs. Previously just a theory, scientists now confirm it and have even located the impact site, the Chicxulub crater beneath the shallow seas of the Yucatan Peninsula. This impact location was tragic for the dinosaurs. Beneath Yucatan lay gypsum-rich rocks, which, when vaporized, released deadly sulfur clouds. The toxic gases were the real dinosaur killers. When the asteroid approached Earth, our planet was also rotating. Had it hit a nearby deep-sea area, fewer toxins would have spread, and dinosaurs might have survived. Physicist Lisa Randall wrote a book called Dark Matter and the Dinosaurs. In it, she explains that the asteroid came from the outer Oort cloud of the solar system and struck Earth due to slight disturbances when the Sun passed through dark matter. If those disturbances had been just a bit different, the asteroid might never have hit Earth, and dinosaurs would still be thriving today. Dinosaurs had ruled for 150 million years, showing no signs of decline. Without that asteroid, mammals may never have had their chance, and human civilization wouldn't exist. It's easy to adopt a god's-eye view and say that, even without humanity on this planet, advanced life would arise elsewhere, and the universe would continue. But this kind of detached perspective is of little use. A speck of dust from the era, when it falls on an individual, becomes a mountain. We see things from ground level. What matters to us is how, as bearers of fate, we perceive it. If individuals have little control over their fate, it may be time to rethink the success philosophies that emphasize hard work alone. Is there an ultimate law, or is everything left to fate? Klaas argues that we vastly underestimate the role of chance. When something happens, people think it was bound to happen. This is a cognitive bias. It's worth remembering that many equally possible events didn't happen. Klaas, as a sociologist focused on global politics, once researched a failed coup in Zambia. The coup plotters planned to kidnap the army commander and force him to announce their control on television. Once the commander did, the rest of the military would fall in line, bringing down the democratically elected government. But a tiny error disrupted the plan. As the plotters grabbed the commander, he managed to wake up, escape out the back door, and climb a wall. Just as they caught him, one soldier grabbed his pants leg, but he slipped away. The coup failed, and democracy survived. Just barely. Historians might later argue that the coup failed because democracy had public support and stability was inevitable. Yet the truth was in a single moment. We know the world is filled with chance, yet we still use clear cause and effect to explain major events. That's it for today. In our next segment, we'll explore how causality does not always prevail. Often, chance is at the core. We must learn to respect chance.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.